So tonight's warm-up sounds like it's going to be all about this particular concept. Listen to inspiration, listen to inspiration. It's really funny, years and years ago when I was doing a weekly drop-in but live and in person, there was somebody who came very regularly. I would have said to you that she is a very pretty practiced spiritual workouter. And I don't remember how the conversation transpired. But for all the time she had spent in spiritual workout world, she thought, I'm not laughing at her, I'm laughing at the situation. She thought that this concept was all about, reading books and listening to CDs and things like that, or recordings, let's just say, right? So, sure, if you feel inspired from reading, that's wonderful. Feeling inspired is fantastic. And yet, this concept, listen to inspiration, is really much more about the connection that we all have as spiritual beings to more than what's going on in our physical bodies. So the idea is that inspiration in this sense in our physical bodies and our human experiences has everything to do with feelings. So in spiritual workout world, if we're talking about feelings, we're almost always going to be talking about this concept. And it has to do with, like I say, connection to spirit. It's through this mechanism that exists. We're saying listen to inspiration as just one way to talk about it. So this warm-up is just to talk for, I know I always say just for a few moments, about how to really grow or develop this muscle a little bit. This is about other words we have for it: feeling for sure, intuition, gut. This for me this concept encompasses all those variations of how to talk about it. And the real kicker here is guidance, right? So one of the best, you've heard me say this before, one of the best definitions I've heard with regard to prayer and meditation is prayer is talking to spirit, meditation is listening to spirit. Thus the concept, listen to inspiration, in spirit, inspiration, right? So we're all on the same page here. And this is about growing our ability and developing the skill, the everyday, always on skill of just listening to inspiration for guidance. Now, much of what we do here in spiritual workout world, as you well know, has to do with engaging the law of attraction in a conscious manner by setting shiny, clear intentions. And unlike the old days where we used to set goals and objectives and things like that, and then we would go out and make that stuff happen, over here, we set the shiny, clear intentions, and then we listen to inspiration for what steps to take. It's a whole lot less, it's a very different approach than going out and making something happen. So in order to receive, we have to be in a position to be able to receive the guidance, to receive the inspired action to take. So I want to demystify this and make it not seem like some big, crazy, esoteric thing that you won't be able to do. If you are watching this and can hear my voice and understand what I'm talking about, you can do what we're talking about. You can develop and grow your listen to inspiration muscle so that you can be a constant, ongoing receiver of guidance all day long. That's what we're really getting to. So one of the first things that we talk about, and another concept that comes in here, is taking responsibility for understanding and appreciating how spirit speaks to you specifically. When I was first walking this path, as it were, I had a friend who, well, we became friends, and we became friends because she was a medium, psychic, clairvoyant person. And she did readings in that way. And I've talked to you guys about this before, and nothing too crazy. And then we became very good friends, and I would just watch her. And it was so easy for her to, do readings for me. And as our friendship developed, and she would be talking about her everyday stuff, and I would just kind of sit back and be like, well, what are you guides telling you? You can talk to my guides super easy. Why can't you just? And it's funny because she just never really would think to do that, which I couldn't even ever believe. My point is, for years, I wanted to be like her. Come on, guides, just come, show yourselves to me, tell me what you want to tell me, and we'll be on our way. Clairvoyance, clear seeing. Only to discover, take responsibility, to discover that that's not how my guides talk to me. That's not how our system works. And it took a while for me to appreciate that in this particular body at this particular time, it could change. I receive through more like claircognizance, through thinking, through thought, combined with clairsentience, which is clear feeling, right? So I wanted to just see and have them talk to me, but it turns out that they were talking to me through thought and feeling. Now, that's not unusual as a way that it happens. For my friend, it's not unusual for a way that it happens. Some other people are more clairaudient. They really hear things all the time. As we've talked about, some people receive a lot of guidance and information through their dreams. There's no right or wrong to any of it. And again, no matter what it is today, it could change tomorrow. I don't know. We can commiserate with each other and how does it work for you and how does it work for you? But really, fundamentally, it has to come down to us knowing how it works for us. And if we haven't quite cracked the code yet, that just means we haven't quite cracked the code. It doesn't mean that it's unavailable to us. It doesn't mean that we can't do it. In fact, what I'm urging is to really develop this skill, because then you won't need spiritual workout ever again. Not that I don't love you and love having you here and doing this work. I think there'll be enough for the foreseeable future. And still, when we move into that place of being always on, always conscious, very clear about how spirit communicates with us, we're in the zone. We're in the zone. We're where we're always trying to get. And that used to be, I think, personal opinion here, much more we would sit and meditate or have some ceremony or have some ritual and really hear God, feel God, receive God, whatever words we want to use for it. And there's nothing wrong with that. This is about moving into more 5D consciousness, 5D, higher dimension, right? Higher frequency, whole different ball game, where that connection is just much more prominent and prevalent and always there. I like salt and pepper. There's always salt and pepper in my cabinet, right? I'm never without it. I know it's a crazy analogy, but it's that kind of thing. It's just always there, always there. So a few things that might help. One, for sure, and we can talk about how to do this if you're not terribly clear. Set an intention to grow this muscle. Set an intention to be able to hear, I'm using that word in quotes, to hear inspiration when it comes, to see it when it comes, to know it when it comes, to feel it when it comes, and to trust it. You can set an intention for that. Part and parcel, I would think, of that process would also be, and this is another thing to do as I'm thinking about it, which is to just practice. Okay, here I am. I've got an intention. I've been in spiritual workout for a while. I'm really growing some of these muscles, and now I've got an intention to really grow my listen to inspiration muscle. And so I'm just going to practice. Really, what are we talking about? What we're talking about is opening up the communication channel between us and spirit, between us and God, between us and our higher selves, between us and our spirit guides, us and ascended masters and whomever. And I'm already speaking beyond my pay grade to be able to discern and differentiate and properly label all the different terms and words that we have for this dynamic. But really, again, it's just about keeping that communication going all the time. We're talking, we're requesting, we are offering praise, offering thanks, offering requests, whatever it is, and we are listening to the answers. And it doesn't just have to be for the moments that we're sitting on the mountaintop oming. It's for all day, every day. So setting a shiny, clear intention for however you would language this particular intention. And again, we can help with that. Practicing talking and listening, talking and hearing, talking and seeing, talking and, let's just say, receiving the information are going to be ways that will really, I think, help you to grow and develop this muscle. And of course, I'd like to know what you have to say. So.